Welcome to Massive Beers. My name is Matt. We do the beer stuff here, and kind of pumped for today's beer. Requiem Brewing. Requiem Brewing is their Requiem Select Premium Lager, brewed in Pennsylvania. I'm always pumped for beer, but I'm very pumped for this one because it's a brewery that will be in existence very soon. Requiem, Josh and Kev. Kev I've known for forever. He was like a beer tender at Bomb Place Brewing, one of the mad coolest dudes in the industry. And him and Josh just decided to kind of bounce out and do their own thing. And it's been a long journey, let's put it that way. A lot of red tape when it comes to actually knocking off beer. Or knocking off being a brewery in pretty much any state, but Pennsylvania is so different. They're at the point where they're almost about to launch, but they're still crossing T's and dotting I's. Have actually already made some beer. This is the first foray. And I was lucky enough, this weekend was Beer 2 Palooza. We went to Human Robot, the OG location in Kensington, and he was tending bar there, and he's like, dude, I gotta drop some Sixers on you, and he dropped this on me, so I'm super pumped. Yeah, let's dive in, see what's what. Premium lager, brewed in Pennsylvania, 3355 milliliter. What's the ABV on this? It says here, a Requiem bar and beer celebration through ceremony. Our premium European style lager, brewed with the finest malts, hops, and yeast, cold conditioned for balance and drinkability, rich flavor, clean, crisp, and joy. Requiem Bar and Beer. It says it's brewed at Jim Thorpe because that's where they're brewing it at the moment. They don't have their physical spot down in Philly yet. My air conditioner's going off. It's like freezing in here. I don't know why. I actually don't see an ABV in here. Weird. But it's lager, so I'm a 4 or 5. That's my guess. 4 or 5 to 5.5. That's my guess. We'll see what's what. Label-wise, I dig it. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you've ever seen Kev or Josh, they have a bunch of tattoos, so I assumed it was going to come off a little bit kind of like tattoo art style, and it is, but in kind of more traditional Euro kind of beer meets kind of basic old school flash tattoo art kind of thing. I dig it. I can get down with it. I'm here for it. You know, red on gold, underrated. I'll say it that much. So, yeah, as far as the beer goes, I mean, it looks the part of a lager with a soft haze to it. Again, a craft lager, if you will. Not a big haze component to it in today's hazy world, but you're not going to sit here and call that crystal clear. And what I always love this glass, but I cannot swirl in this glass for the life of me without spilling the beer. Not that I really care all that much, but you give it a whirl, that head comes back quite nice. And what you have here is what looks like drinking lager. You know, nice, just south of copper color kind of to it, more like a between straw and copper color, with as white can be head, soft carbonation. Let's see if we can get a nose. That's the other thing about this glass, even though it's proper glassware. Let's give it that. So I can swirl it just fine. I just got to be really gentle about it. Gotta get those aromatics, baby. I'm on forward. As you'd expect, a soft little tinge of hoppiness to it. Comes off a little bit melony, nothing too crazy, what you'd expect from a classic hero style lager, with this nice, richer, kind of slightly deeper than what you'd expect from a like base kind of lager, like someone's like super chugger, crispy drinking lager. It remains to be seen, but that's what it's going to drink like. But it has a little bit of rich maltiness above what you'd expect from someone's ultra crispy, let's put it that way. Soft little toasted malts, nothing too crazy, with that soft little subtle melon kind of hoppiness underneath. Done and done. Let's dive in. Cheers, y'all. Okay, much more bitter than I thought it was going to be. Not in a negative way, by any stretch of imagination. But on the hop there, giving me soft little melon, didn't give me any precursor, any big richness or anything like that. Really nice mouthfeel. It doesn't qualify for like crispy boy status only because I think it has a fuller mouthfeel from that just it almost tastes like an extra decocted kind of mash kind of lager, and then it's giving you this nice richness and mouthfeel while still retaining its drinkability. So it's not like a big full mouthfeel, but it's not like that hyper ultra super snappy crispiness, but it for how full the mouthfeel is, it still lends itself to being drinkable. There really is this really beautiful bittering to it. And it comes off something a bit different than you'd expect from like a Czech style lager or something like that. I'll tell you what. So, when I went to Human Robot and bumped into Kev, I was hoping he was going to work, and he was working there. And he just started ripping a bunch of beers, and he's like, you got to tell me what you think of it. He's like, I kind of feel like it's close to something. So that's where my mindset is something in here, that it's close to. He didn't really give me any hits about what this is like. He's like, it reminds me of something. He's like, I really want you to tell me what you think this reminds you of. So I'm kind of steering this beer review in that direction, only because kind of planted that seed in my head. Didn't give me any tips. I drank a couple of them, all honestly, at Beer Palooza, but that was after a whole day of drinking beer, essentially. Not really going to judge the beer on that, so I kind of waited to get back here, plant my feet, get a little bit rested, and yeah, this nice bitterness to it, this fuller mouthfeel without being heavy, but ultra crispy, boy. Different, but I'm getting Roadhouse Pilsy vibes off this sucker, to be perfectly honest with you. And if you're going to say anything or talk about another beer in Roadhouse kind of territory, I think that's a win. I really do. Just because of the way the bitterness comes off of that little bit of elevated malt. I think Roadhouse has a slightly less full mouthfeel. We're talking microns here. But as far as the bitterness goes, the way the malt kind of comes off, it definitely comes off like Roadhousey for me. I think that's an ultra win. I kind of thought that a little bit. When I was at Beer Tube Blues, I'm like, just let me drink this on its own. And then on my ride home, I stopped at Brick Farm Tavern, which is like right next to Troon Brewing. And you get in there and everybody's like, the place is packed. People, give me a Troon, give me a Troon. I wanted to drink Troon too, but I wanted to eat. It was halfway from Philly to my way home. I really want something good to eat. I definitely wanted to have a good beer. I was like, screw it. Boom. Brick Farm. Popped in there, and they had a bunch of beers on there, 4 different Troons or whatever, and they had Roadhouse Pills on. I'm like, I will take that. The bartender looked at me like, okay, here you go. Like, good on you for ordering that. It did get me a Troon, had 2 beers while I was there and ate, and it was really tasty. And coming back and drinking this now, that's where my mindset kind of falls. So that bittering is a little bit herbaceous, a little bit tea-like, nothing too crazy, but you still have that little melon component I talked about in the nose. Again, subtle, low ABV beer. I'm guessing 4 and change on this sucker. And then the other side of things, you have that nice kind of maltiness, that toasty maltiness, a subtle little caramel. Again, we're talking low ABV vibes here, so keep that in mind. It makes for a really damn good beer. I got, 2 sixes of this. One, gone at Beer Tube Blues, just because we were ripping beers. But I have a couple more of these. I want to share these with some people. I'm probably going to drink them all myself, but pumped. Very pumped, Kev. You know me. If I was not a fan or there's something poopy about it, I would definitely say it, but this is a very cool first foray into what you guys are going to be ripping, so I'm very, very excited to give it a whirl. Yeah, they're gonna hit distro hopefully within the next couple months. They're brewing out of Bright Path Brewing right now, which is in Jim Thorpe. Until they get their spot, they're going to be in Philly. They want to be a neighborhood beer bar in Philly proper. That's probably going to take a little bit. But as far as what they do and their beers out there, if you're looking for just drinking beers, and that's what we're going to do when they open the brewery. That's why this is going to be, I guess, their flagship beer, I guess, for the time being. If that's your jam, it's going to be hard pressed to find yourself this good of a ripper lager at hopefully a decent price point. I mean, the way Bond rolls, the way Kev and Josh roll, I'm assuming you're going to get this at a decent price point, 12-ounce cans. Who knows? I don't want to undercut them or guess at a price, but hopefully it's a decent price point. Keep it below, keep it closer to 10 as you can. We're all in a happy world. And yeah, hopefully they make do soon enough to where they can get out there in the world, and hopefully you get to see their stuff in and about your area. I'm assuming you're going to see them from Philly to the Lehigh Valley. That kind of makes sense as far as their distro footprint. But if you do end up finding some of their beer, you do end up having it, and you end up getting your hands on it, let me know what your thoughts down there. And keep it out for them, because good dudes making good beer, anybody making good beer is a very good thing. So there you go. Review in the books. Requiem Brewing. Have you been to the brewery? No, I haven't. Nor have they. Have you had their beers? Hopefully you'll have some soon enough. Again, like I said, down there, let's talk about it. Mount Rushmore status, Ripper Lagers as of late. Worthy. Just on the outside looking in, there's probably a 4, maybe 5, 6 I'd put ahead of this, but worthy being up there. And like I said, value and availability, we don't know. So there you go. Review in the books. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you're enjoying a little bit of Requiem right now. Hope to see you next time. Cheers, y'all.